Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this special evening at Evolve Back Kamalapura Palace, Hampi, as we gather for the launch of a work that beautifully bridges history, architecture, and storytelling. I am Bipin Bidappa, and I am delighted to see such a wonderful gathering of passionate readers, heritage enthusiasts, and admirer of history's timeless narratives. I would now like to warmly welcome every one of you to this evening. At Evolve Back, our philosophy has always been to create experiences that are deeply rooted in the land we belong to. Kamalapura Palace, inspired by the grandeur of the Vijayanagar Empire, is not just a place to stay. It is a journey into history where stories and glorious past comes alive in every stone and every courtyard. Through our palace, we seek to immerse our guests in the soul of Hampi, connecting them to the art, culture, and living tradition. Our vision has always been to go beyond hospitality and create a stage where talent and tradition can shine, from the craftsman's hands to the writer's pen. Even efforts adds to living legacy of Hampi. This evening embodies the spirit as we unveil a book that carries forward the stories of the timeless land. Now, I would like to invite Mohammed Amar to guide us through the event. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are honored to welcome Ms. Parnavi Bangar, an architect, conservationist, and storyteller, through her illustrations and writings. She is the founder of Reminiscing History, an initiative that digitally reimagines lost and broken monuments, bringing alive how they may once have stood through research-based illustrations. Her work has covered sites across Hampi, Nepal, Kashmir, Raigad, Angkor Wat, and Ambernath, and has been showcased at TEDx, the Living Temples exhibition, and featured on platforms like Humans of Hyderabad and COA magazine. She is also a recipient of the Wade Asia Award for Photography. This evening, we celebrate her first solo book, Reminiscing Hampi, a work that beautifully interlaces history, architecture, and storytelling. I now invite the author to share more insights into her work. Please.
Hi everybody, thank you for joining first of all. And my name is Parnavi Bangar. I'm an architect and I was always interested in architectural heritage of our country. So in my 5th year as an architect, I wanted to do something in which I am interested in. So in that, during my 5th year, I first came to Hampi and I was mesmerized. It was beautiful. And I was coming with my family. So I wanted them to understand why I am fascinated about the place. So showing them around, I realized when I was telling my brother who's here right now, I was just explaining to him that, this is how it was supposed to be. And then I realized that I was imagining it in a better way or a different way than he was. So I just took a structure and I thought maybe I should just sketch it out for him, And that is exactly what I did. And once I did that, I have never stopped. So what started as an experiment, then later on developed, and I started doing more and more research before I do these illustrations. So in Hampi alone, I have 21 such illustrations. And I started developing a methodology so that I can do other monuments as well. So what goes in that methodology? So first, I think I go to the site. It is important to understand the extent of the monument because that's how you understand what's the width of the monument according to that height can be estimated. And there are many things. Then I read whatever is available about the monument. So in Hampi, a lot of research is available. Many researchers have come here for years, they have researched, and it's available. But other monuments are not that available, or the architectural part of it, the description of the broken monuments is somehow, not available for all the other monuments. So that whatever I get, I read. Then I try to understand what is the typology of that monument. What other monuments were built by the same king or during the same time period of the same typology. Once I go through that, then I start doing the illustration part. I think that is the most least time consuming than the reading. Once that is done, then we have the illustration. So apart from Hampi, I have many different locations that I went on to do after that. So this is Raigad Fort in Maharashtra, and this is the Bazar Pit. And this is in collaboration, that is Marthan Sun Temple in Kashmir. And this is the Shiv Mandir in Ambernath, Maharashtra. This is one of the oldest Shiv Mandir in India. And this is the Silu Mahadev temple in Nepal, Bhaktapur, and it has fallen in an earthquake twice, like 2 different earthquakes. And this is again in collaboration where I rebuilt a bunch of gopurams in Tamil Nadu, different temples. So I think of these illustrations as romantic restoration, because most of these monuments, they cannot withstand reconstruction. And conservation is not about that. Conservation is about preserving the stone which has seen the history and through all this time. So but digitally, a lot of things are possible. So we can rebuild it, and we can, have a look into the history digitally. So here are a few examples which exist outside India that sort of inspired me. And this was a signage which is completely offline. It is just put up, and you have to stand in front of it on a pedestal, and you will have to, you can see the whole monument through it. This is something I tried, wherein you have to scan a barcode, and with that, your camera phone only will show you the broken part of the monument. So it's augmented reality. And this is a virtual reality thing. This is one of the biggest projects in Rome, where a lot of monuments are recreated for a virtual reality experience. And this is very recent. I think most of you must have seen it, where a studio used drones to complete broken monuments in real time. And I think with growing research with AI, we will have a bunch of other things which are developing to do the recreation. So I was in the process for 4 years, like I was making new monuments, but I thought, there's nothing physical that is coming out of it. I was just making digital illustrations. So I wanted to do something and contribute to the tourism or to the monuments which are in ruins. So in February, I had my first ever exhibition, which happened in Hyderabad, and it was a part of Living Temples exhibit. And I got a chance to showcase all the exhibitions. I turned these illustrations into artworks, which can then be put up. And there were a bunch of different things I tried, where there is an acrylic sheet and it's separated, where the illustration is different from the picture itself. And that was very interesting. And I had the chance to meet KK Mohammed, and that was amazing. He liked the idea, and he said that this can be the future of tourism in India. So that got me thinking, what else can I do? So because there was one thought always in my mind, that even if I can have artworks, but this is not taking people back to the ruins, because ruins are important to me. The illustration should be a path to take people back to the ruins. So what can I do? So with the resources that I had at the time, so I thought of a lot of things, but even for a QR code, you need network on all the monuments. So that is not possible, because monuments are, somewhere in the village, and it's very far away from the city. So something that I want to do should be that, it fits my resources and it should be accessible to everybody. So that's how I came up with the idea for the book. So the book is actually a guide that takes you to all the important monuments in Hampi, and it gives you a bunch of information about the monument. It gives you information about the monuments which are not that traversed, and there's a map about Hampi. But the special thing about the book is that it has transparent illustrations. So there are transparent pages, clear films that have the illustration printed on it totally. So when you look at the monument through this transparent film, you can see the broken part as well. So there is a map in the book that will guide you where to stand, and there's a picture of the existing monument which is in ruins, and then you can position yourself to look at the monument through this transparent piece of sheet. So that's how you look at the monument, that's how it looks. So I'm not saying that this is 100% how that monument used to look like, because frankly I don't know. I have researched, and on the basis of that I have drawn something. So I wanted to be able to redo it again in the future if more information is available. So I thought I should self-publish it, so that it gives me a chance to revise it in the future. And on the same note, that's why I thought about it as that's why the name is Reminiscing Hampi. So that I can do other monuments like Reminiscing Lakundi, Reminiscing Badami, Reminiscing Ayol, like that. So I wanted to take this initiative to the monuments which are not that famous, because Hampi already is getting a lot of attention, but there are many ruins and they face a lot of neglect because of being in ruins, and also the attention is not there on them. So I feel if we give enough attention to our monuments, people will start caring about them and we will preserve them in a better way. And my vision was very clear that I want to continue and complete more and more monuments as I can. So that's why I registered my architecture firm as an NGO, and I started this year and this is my first project. So every contribution which is made, every book which is purchased, all that goes into the same cause again, and that's how we continue to do other monuments. Because I believe that history repeats itself. But people can't go back in time. So once a monument is lost, it is lost forever. And the stones which are there right now, I want my future generation to look at the same stones and think about what I'm thinking right now. So for that note, Reminiscing History also works on projects which are like in conservation. So we have a documentation project going on where we are doing a conservation report of an old Wada. It's a 300-year-old Wada in Maharashtra, Bangarpada. And then we will try to conserve it, help the residents to conserve it in the near future. So with that, I think I would like to end my presentation. And we are open to questions, and also the book is available to be sold here in the corner, and I'll be very happy to sign it for you if you're interested in getting the book.
How was your journey from being an architect to an author?
Architect?
To an author.
I think the information that I've provided is very architectural, so I think that the journey is just begun. But it takes a lot of time to write something, and illustrations were very easy for me because I was very used to doing drawings, and it's like an elevation. So I think, yeah, it was a journey. But still, I think with more books I will grow more. I'm not saying that I can do better, I guess. Any more questions?
How did you do research for this, to find out what the structures look like? Did you consult with experts and all of that? How was the?
Yeah, so when I started, I never used to ask a lot of people, but as I went on doing a lot of research, I understand it's very easy to ask people, and people are very open also. And it is very important, because even if I read 10 books, it is not equal to asking one person who has researched about it for years. And that is very important. That's why I keep on redoing also some stuff after I ask a bunch of people. But sharing is also important in the same case, because if I don't share, then they will not know what I'm doing. So, yeah, in Hampi, it is very easy to research because a lot of things are available in terms of visitor journals, then research. There are websites wherein many people's research is also put up. There are beautiful books by a bunch of people like George Mitchell, John, and I think we can, the list is never ending. But for other structures, I would say that it was quite difficult to find people and find libraries or find old books, or finding documentations was the most difficult part, like architectural documentation, drawings for the monument.
Yeah, would you ever be doing like 3D renderings of these? Maybe like a skeleton, 3D skeleton that can be viewed.
So you're asking if I'm doing that?
Yeah, would you?
Yeah, I'm very much interested. So I did not have the resources to directly start with something like that, and I thought this was very, handy. It was offline, and anybody can have the book and go around the monument. So in the future, I'm very much interested in doing something which is big, and it is, of course, the 3D has a more interactive, aspect to it.
So the Architectural Survey of India,
ASI.
they had any like documentation in terms of like maybe 100 years earlier, they had any pictures or something like that?
Pictures there are pictures, and there's a book which has a compilation of old pictures, but documentation, I don't know. I haven't researched.
So you basically interviewed the people who are like familiar with this?
I generally start with reading books, and if the people are accessible and I can talk to them, then I do. So in like this year, I had the chance to meet George Mitchell as well, and I showed him
He's supposedly an expert.
Yes, he has researched on Hampi for around like 50 years or something.
Oh, wow.
Excuse me. Why did you choose Hampi as your first project?
Because I got the idea in Hampi, and that's why the book is also on Hampi, because I started Reminiscing History with Hampi. And the next step also, I thought maybe I should come back to where I started. And I guess there was something that I hold on to. I keep coming back here. Thank you.
Is it just pictures or some information in that?
Yeah, there is information. There's information about the monument, and also the best thing that happened to me was when people who saw the illustrations, the best query that I have had is, how did you do this? What is the research that you did, and where can we read that? People who are not even interested in reading history are now asking me about where is my research, and they want to read it. And that was, that's all matter to me, because people are interested because of me. So I thought I've started a blog on my own website, Reminiscing History, that I upload all the monument-wise data that I have, that I've researched, in relevance to the illustration that I've done, so that people can come and read. If I put it in the book, then it will be a big book. It won't be handy and a travel guide anymore. So I thought I will give a different platform for that, which I can keep on building later.
What's the struggles you have faced while doing this project?
Sorry?
I mean, what's the struggles?
Challenge. The main challenge was to manage time, because I was working all this time as an architecture in different architecture firms. But after that, finding out research, because sometimes it used to happen that I would do the illustration and then I would find a different book which has better architectural data, and getting the books, investing in all that. And the research part is like 90% of the whole process. 10% is just drawing afterwards. Yes.
Did you have a particular monument that you found most interesting, and why did you find it so?
Yeah, I have it here. That's a good question. This is underground Shiva temple, it's Gopuram, and some Gopurams, they did not have the upper part. So I'm not sure whether this actually had it, but there was an reference which said that donations were made to, add this to the temple complex, and the upper part is not built only ever. So I thought maybe I can, be the architect of this monument and I can design it. So what I did is, along with the research that I spoke about, like typology and all that, but this was a Shiva temple. So I went into that research at what are the motives, sculptures and details which go along with Shiva, because it's a Shiva temple. So like that, I designed the Gopuram to be, according to that. Thank you.
Do you aspire to build temples?
Hmm?
Do you aspire to build new temples?
New temples, I think when we used to build temples in that time, we used to consider hell lot of things like, what should be the place that we are building in, what are the vibrations, what are the 100 things we used to consider. So new temples, I find it very difficult, but if I am designing, then I would love to. That would be like a dream project. And
What's the next project?
so the next project right now is most probably Raigad Fort and that, but I'm trying to also propose like the signages that I showed, like that. So if that goes well, then maybe that. And I want to do more books for now, where this is like something I can do, so I should do it. That's what I feel right now. So because big projects, they take time, they take a lot of resources, and this is something which is offline, handy, small, and it can be done. So
Do these projects transform you at a personal level? Because a lot of these structures are all devotional projects of those times. So when you go into the research and when you sort of try to build it, do you see any personal transformation going on inside of you as a result of that?
yeah, I mean, I keep coming back to Hampi. I don't know why. Yeah, there is something on the personal level. I feel very attached to the monument because, mostly the monuments which are in neglect also. I mean, I feel like I should do more. This is like, I started with Hampi because that was where I started reminiscing history. So I wish to do more monuments which are, which do not have the kind of attention Hampi has. So, because there's something with the ruins, I think they tell a story if you stand there quite enough.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Parnavi. I think there was too much of knowledge. Thank you very much for sharing that knowledge and your research with us. I'm sure we are taking back a lot from this session. On behalf of Evolve Back Kamalapura Palace, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each one of you for being with us this evening. It has been a privilege to host such a meaningful gathering, celebrating history, heritage, and storytelling. At Evolve Back, we believe in celebrating the spirit of the land, not just through its landscapes and hospitality, but also through its stories, tradition, and the people who keep them alive. Events like today are our way of creating a space where creativity, culture, and community come together. Dear all, your presence has turned this occasion into a true celebration. A book may be written by its author, but it truly lives in the hearts of its readers. Today, you have given this book its very first heartbeat. We deeply value your time, warmth, and encouragement. And with heartfelt gratitude, we thank you for making this moment so special. We now invite you to join us for the high tea as we continue the conversation and celebrate this evening together. The book is available for buying and signing by the author now. Thank you very much. Thank you.